Good afternoon, our viewers. My name is Pauline Wajiro Wakongo from ECK St. Joseph of Arimathea, from the Mothers Union Department. I trust that you are well and keeping safe during this pandemic. As Mothers Union of ECK St. Joseph of Arimathea, we have come up with some ideas that can help us keep busy while staying at home. Today we are honored to have our Mrs. Christine Githaiga and Susan Njoroge, who will be taking us through some baking lessons. I hope you will learn and enjoy. Welcome. Before we start, I want us to have a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we are bowed in thy presence to thank you, to honor you, and to worship your name. King of all glory, as we start our baking lessons, my Lord, I pray for your protection over anyone who is going to participate in this lesson. We want to thank you for our vicar and the church at large. Be with us as we begin and be with us as we finish. In Jesus' name we do pray and give thanks. Amen.
Good morning, ladies. We thank God for allowing us to have a moment in a session of baking. As the charity has said, we'll be doing some sessions and a number of sessions. And today we are here. I'm here. My name is Christine Githaiga, and I have my sister Susan with me here, Susan Njoroge. We will demonstrating on how to bake a cake, but in the simplest way possible. And straight to the point, I want us to go to the ingredients of the day that we are going to use to do our baking for today. If you're having a pen somewhere, probably you can list them down. Then we will go to the methods after this. As we do our baking today, we are going to bake a cake with an oven, and also we are going to use a charcoal jiko that we've already put the requirement. We'll go back to that. And also, we also grease our cake today with a wooden muiko. You can see it here. And we also have a cake mixer that is somewhere here at the corner. Here at the corner, you'll be able to see. So we will be able to do the two methods. If you can do either of them, the better. The ones that you are very comfortable and you are in a position to do. So by starting it, we are going to start by introducing the ingredients for today. I'm saying if you have a pen, you can note somewhere. Today we are going to use the following ingredients. We will do castor sugar, 360 grams, which is equivalent to 15 tablespoons. So you can do you can weigh that with your tablespoon at home. We are going to use butter, 400 grams. We will also use vegetable oil, and for today we are going to use a Riantol. We will also do eggs, 5 pieces. We will do flour, all-purpose flour, that is here. You can be able to see it. And we're going to use eggs. You can be able to see it here. A gram of 300 grams for 1 kg. We'll also do baking powder. You can be able to see it here. Already weighing enough. That is 50 grams. We're also going to use maziwa mala as our liquid for the cake to give our cake moisture. And the maziwa mala is here. You can be able to see it. And also we'll do a pinch of salt. You know the Bible says that we are the salt of the world, and all the time the salt will give you a sweet taste. Another thing is that the final one, we're going to use the vanilla essence or the vanilla flavor that is here. For today we are using the dark flavor, but you can go for the clear one, is the best. This is a bit more stronger, so the clear one is best. I can advise you to go for the clear one. And that one is optional. For the vanilla, that is optional because it's a flavor. You can do you can do without, you can do with it or without. You can also use different types of flavors, like there is orange, there is passion, there is chocolate, all those ones as you desire or your taste for the cake. But equally, you can also do your cake without anything, just a plain cake. It is good for your health. So first thing first, we are going to grease our tins. And by greasing our tins, you can use any margarine. You can use any margarine, either be it Prestige, be it butter, or Bluebird, just anything. And we're going to use Bluebird today to grease our tins. And we do it like this. Make sure you grease it. You put enough. You put enough Prestige, especially for the corners. You can see the corners of the tin. Make sure they're well covered.
Maybe as you continue greasing the tin,
yes.
Why do we need to grease it?
We grease the tins so that our cake will not stick to the tins when you are removing them. Because immediately, after we do our cake, we remove it from the tins. And if you don't grease our tin, our cake will remain there. Can you imagine? That can really be disappointing. So we grease our tins and make sure you do enough of the greasing. And I've said, especially for the corners, because you can see how our tin is. It has some edges there, so you can see clearly. Make sure you grease your tins nicely. Then at the side, all over. So you grease your tin like that, and greasing is not still enough. You grease your tin and also you dust it with flour. So as you can see, our tin is ready. It's well greased. You can have a look at it that way. Then after that, use little of flour. You do like this, just to dust it. You can see that. After you have done this, then you do like this, so that your tin can be fully dusted. You can have a look at our tin. So this one you do for the one, we say today, 1 kg will go to the charcoal, and the other one will go to the oven. So this one is for the G-corn. You can see Susan is helping me to do the other one. That is the very first thing you can please add here, so that those this can be fully greased. Thank you. That way, yes, we put it aside. You can also dust it with flour. And when dusting it, you can use, you still use the flour that you're using for today, or any other flour for dusting, any can do.
Like that then?
Like that, yes. Thank you, something like that. Asante, Susan. Make sure that all the eggs or every part of the sufuria is well covered. That is enough.
It is enough?
Yes,
okay.
You can just like this. It is enough. Hope you can see very clearly what you have done to our tins for today. So you put them aside. That is the first thing you need to do when you are doing your cakes. Then after that, we first of all cream the caster sugar, and it's good to put this point clear. We are using the caster sugar here. The reason being it gives a very good quality. Again, it's not very sugary as the normal sugar. And I don't like also using the brown sugar, because there's also the brown sugar, the normal brown sugar, but the brown sugar has a lot of particles. To substitute this, instead of using caster sugar, you can use the very fine white sugar. You can get it stored in our supermarket, especially in the small supermarkets. Nowadays, I've realized even the big supermarkets like Naivas are storing it. So the ones with the very fine texture, it's the very best. But the good thing about the caster sugar is it's not very sugary. So somebody who doesn't like a sugary cake, of course, we'll try to reduce as much as we can. The caster sugar can be the very best. But if you don't get the caster sugar, which at times can also be out of stock, you can use the very fine white sugar. So our first step is tutachukua caster sugar, alafu tutaweka our butter. This is our butter. And make sure when when you're putting in your product, haujapakisha kitu yoyote, because if you're doing a cake for a customer, a small gram will make the difference, will make all the difference. So make sure that you remove your products very well where you have put them. We also add our oil. I said today we are using the Erianto oil. You can use any other vegetable oil. But personally, I like using the Erianto because it also gives a different texture. You can try others and see how they react. But I like using the Erianto. It works good for me. The reason why we use the oil, it's because it gives the cake enough moisture. I want to believe you've ever come across a cake whereby if you try to take a piece, you can't take without a rip. I mean, you need a cup of tea or water or something. But when you put oil in your cake, it gives your cakes enough moisture. Also, your cakes becomes very firm. So what we're going to do is we've already put the caster sugar here, and we have put the butter here, and the oil is here, so we start greasing like this. You can see how we are doing it. Hope you can be able to see very well. Make sure it combines very well. This method we call it greasing. Can you equally call it beating? You're also beating your sugar. Probably we use the word creaming. You are creaming them together to make something like a cream. So you can see what you are doing here. And also it becomes easier when you are using caster sugar because of that, of it being very fine and then white sugar. It doesn't take a lot of time. But for the other ones, because of the big particles, you can take a lot of hours trying to mix them together and make something like what you want you to do. You are to meet your expectations. We will grease it until it gives us something fluffy. When you're greasing, especially using a basin like this, make sure you put something down because your basin can move, and especially a tile or any kind of a cloth you serve, the better. Because when you put on a table, it keeps on moving. You can imagine, losing a lot of energy for that reason. So make sure you cream your ingredients very well. Because also the mixing of your ingredients, it matters the quality of the cake that you get. You can have all the ingredients that you have here, but if your mixing is poor, people will be able to identify that there are some eggs in your cake, there's some sugar in your cake, everything, every ingredient. But when they are well mixed up, mtu hawezi jua nini hiyo keki umepika nayo. Mtu atakula keki atauliza, what is it that you are putting in this cake, because you have known the secret of making sure that your ingredients are thoroughly you can, even when you don't have a mixer, the big mixer like the one we're going to use today, you can also buy a hard whisk. That is something you can go to the shop, and especially the shop of utensils, and you get a small whisk that will equally serve the same purpose with the wooden stick. Do your very best that you are not hearing those sugary things here, those particles of the sugar. Of course, you don't expect the sugar not to have particles. It may have very small ones. And something else also about the cake, we don't sieve the sugar. We don't. So we will also put our pinch of sugar here as we continue. Meanwhile, as I do the creaming, we will sieve all our dry ingredients. Susan, come with the all-purpose flour and the corn flour together with baking powder. Put them together in a bowl.
So this is the corn flour. This is the corn flour, which is here. Oh yes, here. Then we had prepared the flour. Yes. ingredient.
The
Yeah.
baking powder. Then mix them together with a spoon, and you can sieve them on a different bowl.
So this one they make it mix very well. The baking powder and the flour and the corn flour. Maybe I can ask, what is the purpose of the corn flour in baking? What does it help?
Thank you for that question. The work of, when you use the all-purpose flour, the all-purpose is for all, you can do any kind of a product with all-purpose flour. And by all-purpose flour, I not only mean the eggs, also other varieties of flour like Dovu and the others. All of them we call them all-purpose flour. But once you mix the corn flour with the all-purpose that we're using today, it gives you the baking flour. Alternatively, we also have a specific flour for baking that is called Vita flour. Vita flour, you can get it in supermarkets. It's packed there. Yeah, so the corn flour in that state, it helps the all flour to become a baking flour.
Oh.
Yes. Which of course definitely because of that reason will give you now the very best quality of a cake. Unlike when you're using only the all-purpose flour. Hope you can see now our creaming, our mixer. It's becoming fluffy as we wait for the dry ingredients. Hope you can see this.
Okay, I get very well.
Yes.
Because of sieving, you can get some particles in the flour.
Yes.
I can see the purpose of sieving the flour.
Yeah, and the reason why we also sieve, it's because if you don't sieve your cake and you bake your cake with those particles, there are chances of your cake breaking. Yeah? Breaking, for instance, even when you're cutting, you realize it's inatoa zile vitu zinakaa kama mchele hivi. Your cake is somehow breaking. You see what I'm saying? Eh? So, but when you sieve them, you are able to protect the breaking of the cake. Now you can see our mixer. It's now good. But the more you do it, the more it becomes better. So if you have enough time, you can continue cream enough time. Take enough time to do the creaming, because this is very important. I said if you don't do the creaming very well, I know tumewahi kula keki tunasikia hiyo keki iko na sukari mingi sana, because the base of that cake was not good. When whoever was baking the cake was doing that, the mixing of sugar was not good. So it will give an outcome whereby your cake will be very, very sugary, even if you use the right grams for your kg, for your cake. Now you can see our creaming is good. You can be able to see it clearly here. After this, we'll add the eggs. When you're adding the eggs, you do one by one at a time. Don't put all your eggs together so that your cake can have enough space to rise. Yes. You add one egg at a time. You don't put all your eggs together. Continue putting Susan. Thank you. And make sure when you are adding your eggs, you can also increase your speed of greasing or creaming. Thank you.
All eggs are good.
Thank you. You can all see. once all the eggs are there, take a little more time to cream it together so that also you can also mix very well. Now at this stage, this is where we add our flavor. So we say today we are doing a vanilla cake, and you can use any other flavor. We do 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Hope Susan, you put for me the pinch of sugar there, salt there. Please add a pinch of salt there.
Okay.
Again, everything you put in the mixing, make sure it's well done. So after this, we will start putting our mara. You can be able to see it here.
So a pinch of salt, do you need to measure or just a pinch?
Pinch of salt. You can do it with your hand. That is the best way to do it.
Okay.
Just a pinch of salt. You can be able to see just that.
Oh.
That's enough.
Then we mix.
Yes, we mix. Now the other step is we are going to put the mara and flour slowly by slowly. Tunaweka kidogo kidogo, tunaweka mara kidogo, at the same time tunaweka unga kidogo. And you start by putting your flour kidogo too as you mix up. Remember now our mixing imeanza kuwa na liquid, so you can do the first one without putting the mara. And when you put the second layer, now you can put your mara so that your mixing does not dry up. At this point, make sure you mix slowly so that you don't pour up flour everywhere. That will count on your grams. And always when you're mixing your cake, make sure that you use one direction. Don't keep on turning because you will tamper with your cake. You can see this. Now we put the whole mara here. Now my cake is ready. And once your cake is ready, it's always good to test your mixture before you put it in the tin. Just in case maybe you, by any chance, you forgot to mix something. At this point, you can be able to know. Help me with a spoon. Just a spoon. Our mixer is done. We just have a small thing to... Wow. Susan, you can have a taste.
Tasty.
At this point, you can definitely you're able to know how your cake will taste from this level, not from after baking. Now you are going to put your cake in the baking tin. We will weigh our cake. A weighing scale is very important, but when you have done your ingredients in the right measure, you don't have to be worried. We will put our cake in the baking tin, just to be sure that we have our full kg. But in most probably we don't do the exact ingredient for the cake. Like you cannot do exactly 1 kg because sometimes your cake can rise. You want to shape your cake, and there are some ingredients that will definitely be cut when you're shaping your cake. So your cake must be a little more high. So our ingredients are not that exact. It's like 100, I mean a 1 kg, 1,000 grams, no. Remember everything that you leave on the on the tin or in your mixing basin, those grams you'll need them somewhere when you're shaping the cake, or maybe even the grams of your cake and you don't want this. So this is our cake ready for baking. You'll be able to see our cake. And also remember, I told you we don't weigh the exact grams of the cake. So if you look at our grams, they are 1.234. Just call it 1.2. 1.2. Call it 1.2 because that 200 grams, it will help you to shape your cake. So when you're finished putting your cake, you can do your cake like this. Why we do like this is that we can incorporate the air. The reason why you do our cake like we don't just drop it, you do like this so that you can incorporate the air in the cake. Na keki yako haitakuwa kama iko na mashimo ndani, but if you don't do this, utakuta you have tampered with the air if you don't do this. Now look at our cake. It's laid and set for baking. Yes. We have done with the creaming of mwiko. Now we'll go to the mixer. You can preheat your oven 20 minutes before when you're doing your ingredients, or even when you're when you're almost done with mixing your cake. I said today we are doing with the charcoal jiko. So for this one we'll do with the charcoal jiko. This is our jiko. We had already put on our jiko and preheated the side. You can see the side. You can see the side. You let it heat to a point whereby when you put water, there are some bubbles coming up. Once it's ready, once it's in that state, then you remove all the zile makaa zote ziko chini, uziwekelee juu ya mabati hapa, then uweke keki chini. What do I mean? Hakufai kuwa na makaa huko chini, kwa hivyo ile ulipreheat nayo mchanga utaitoa ikiwa moto uiweke hapa juu. Kwa sababu hiyo makaa ndio tutatumia kuivisha keki yetu juu. And the side that is already preheated and very hot ndio itatupatia joto ya kuivisha keki yetu na chini. How we'll do it? So we've set our cake and our hot makaa. We let it bake for about 30 minutes. Then you come and check whether your cake has formed. After 30 minutes, if your cake has formed, now that means your cake is almost ready but waiting to dry. After 30 minutes, you can come and check whether your cake has formed. What do I mean by forming? Your cake yako imeinuka. The best way of a cake, when the cake yako isipoinuka juu, that means it has a problem. Either you had a problem with mixing. So one way of knowing that your cake is almost getting ready, inainuka kidogo, then ikishainuka, you can come and touch your cake. You somehow be able to tell whether it's a bit firm. If you realize your cake is a bit firm, you can take a knife, put it up to down, just to test whether it's dry. Because depending with the heat, after 30 to 40 minutes, your cake is supposed to be almost ready. And if you realize that your knife is coming out, when you realize that your knife is coming out dry, definitely your cake is ready. Back again to do our cake with a cake mixer. You remember the other one we've done with mwiko, but this ones we are doing with a cake mixer. The same ingredients, the process, but now you will be able to see from here. So this is our caster sugar. We will add in our butter. Then we also put our oil, vegetable oil, it's here. Before you start mixing with the mixer, you can make sure they are together with your wooden mwiko. So like this. You can see it's well mixed up. So we are doing the creaming with our mixer. So you can see this. In cake making and cake baking, no wasting of anything. So you can see that. Then we put our mixer on. It will take like 10 minutes and it will be okay. Now we put it on here. You can see. Oh, this is creamy. As you can see, shukari yetu, now our butter is done. You can be able to see it very well. It's good to go now. It's well mixed up. Now from here we are going to do the eggs, to add the eggs, and I told you put one egg at a time. Make sure you break it on a separate bowl, just in case one of your eggs is bad, then it will spoil all your cake. Now mixing the last one. See our mixer very well. There's a little more difference when you're doing with the mwiko, the bringing of the mwiko and the mixer, because the mixer is a bit fast. So if you want your grill to be very well with the mwiko, you can take little water in. Be close to what you can see here. Now at this point we put our flavor, and I told you this is optional. You can do any other flavor, or even you can do without. So we do 2 teaspoons, beat for a few minutes, just to mix up. That is okay. Then after here, you remember this is our dry ingredients. We add a pinch of salt, I told you, to give our cake a sweet taste. So from here, tutaenda tukiweka unga kidogo, as we also put our mala slowly by slowly until we are done. Slowly by slowly. Add your mala slowly by slowly. Let's continue mixing up. You can use a bigger spoon than this one I'm using here for you to do your cake as fast as you can. So you can see what I'm doing here. Then you put the final part of the flour. At least then we put our mala and the cake is almost done. You can use your wooden stick to put your ingredients together so that they can mix well. And at this point, once you're done with this, you don't mix for a longer time. Just for a short time, and your cake is done. So here you can see. Ladies, our viewers, we had preheated our oven for 30 minutes, and now it's set for baking. We will put our cake. You remember we had said to bake a cake with 160 degrees for 1 hour, but once you put it in the oven, after 40 minutes, you come and check whether your cake has formed. Then you give it like 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, it will be okay. For instance, if you come and find your cake has already formed, you can touch on the base, on top. At times you may realize it has formed, it's nice. You can take a tester, a knife, you come and check whether your cake is dry, or can be able to assess how many more minutes you give for your cake to dry. Now our oven is ready for baking. I told you we had preheated it for 30 minutes. Now we'll put our cake, and make sure that you put your cake at the center, depending with the oven that you're using, where your grills are. You don't put it at the side, because if you put it at the side, you can see the grills are not up to here. So make sure that you exactly put where the grills are. Like for my cake, my oven, you can see the grills are there. So my cake is okay. We'll close the oven and give it 40 minutes, then we come and check. You should not tamper with the oven when you've already put your cake, because you'll also tamper with the cake and there are high chances of your cake coming down. Na ikianguka hayamukangi sometimes. So ikianguka, ikiharibika, imeharibika. So nobody should tamper with my oven until 40 minutes. I come and check whether it's okay, and I've already, if you're privileged to have an oven that have a timer, like mine has a timer, you can see here. I have set for 40 minutes. I have set for, at exactly 40 minutes, I'll be coming to check whether my cake has formed. Okay, now you can, ladies, you can see our cake is almost done. We want to test whether our cake is done. And how do you know your cake is almost getting done? After 30 minutes, we were here again, and the cake had already risen to that level you can see there, which is good for 1 kg. It can't go beyond that. You use a knife. You say you use a knife to test your cake, so you do like this. Just slowly. You can look at my knife. If it's come out dry, your cake is good to go. If you happen to put your cake, like your knife like that, and it comes with a lot of wetness, you can give it like few minutes, like 10 or less minutes, then you come and check your, in fact, you come and remove your cake, because that automatically tells you the cake it had remained some few minutes to dry up, but it is okay. Now we can remove our cake. Our cake is good. Oh, that is our cake. Very nice. Now you can see our cakes very ready. They're very nice brown. Yes. Wow. So you can try this at home. If you have a jiko, makaa, mchanga, you can make your own oven and do a very nice cake. Not only for yourself, but also for business, for commercial. You start from small, then you go rising up. And maybe from the selling of the cake, you are able to buy a mixer and the rest of the things. But this is the simplest way that you can do at home. Yes. Done. Now you can see our cake is very much ready. It has taken exactly 1 hour. We had set it for at 40 minutes, after which we came back and it had formed. We give it 10 more minutes. Then we give it 10 more minutes to dry. So you can see our cake is ready. This should tell you that our cake is very much ready. We put it in the tray. Wow. That is how our cake looks like. Wow. So it has baked with exactly 1 hour, but not necessarily that it can take 1 hour. It can stay between 45 to 1 hour. They are in between. So after 40 minutes, you keep on checking. You can also look through your oven in the glass. You'll be able to see your cake has formed even without opening the oven after 40 minutes. Yes. And now here we have a vanilla cake that was made with a sufuria. Yes.
Now you just put here. We have jiko baked. We have oven baked.
Yes.
They are all the same.
Yes.
It only depends with your ingredients and your mixing.
Yes.
Viewers, now the cake is ready to be eaten. So you just cut the cake. And see, it is so yummy, so nice. Wow. It's a nice cake, eh? See, it cannot break because that one is for the one we cooked using an oven. And then here we have the one we cooked using charcoal, jiko. So just cut a piece. So nice. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice. Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah.
That is it. So you can try this at home. You remember the ingredients we used and the method. So just try it and it will be successful. Yeah.
I think we are so happy today for what we have seen. The team that has prepared this food for us, we want to thank you. This is a breakthrough. that we in the St. Joseph of Arimathea, we can come and learn to do this. Viewers, I urge you to just try this and you know what is going to happen to your family. This is a journey we have started, and we hope and pray that we continue with it, with other subjects, and all our ladies, we urge you that if you have any gift that you can come and we share, let us know so that we can be able to share and learn from each other. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to appreciate this team here. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Rose. It was an awesome experience. Even seeing what Christine did, baking the cake, jiko cake, ovenless cake, which is very nice, and we had an oven cake. We thank God for this time, and we also thank the team that is doing this job, the IT department. Thank you so much for standing with us and being here with us. May God bless you. Ladies, let us also join and comment. In case of any question, you can post it in the forum, and Christine will be able to answer. Thank you.